once again. Welcome to another tutorial. Today I have an interesting topic before us today, which is exponential equation leading to quadratic equation. This topic is a continuity of the indices we started. Yes, exponential equation is a subtopic in indices. So in today's tutorial, we want to talk about how we can solve exponential equation that lead us to quadratic equation. My name is Daniel Livet, and I really want you to join me while solving. Alright, so at this point now, if you don't understand indices, you will have a little challenge solving this question. So all I just have asked you to do is check my previous tutorial I did on laws of indices. So check that on my YouTube channel. You watch that, then you'll be able to apply law of indices here. Having said that, let's continue. So we have 2 raised to power 2x plus what? Plus 3 here, minus 9 into bracket 2 raised to power x plus 1 equal to 0. So what do you do here? The relationship 2x plus 3 is having here is what we call the product law from indices. So we are going to separate them by saying 2 raised to power 2x times 2 raised to power 3. Now I've separated them now. Minus 9 into bracket 2 raised to power x plus 1 equal to 0. So next thing I'm going to do here is that I'm going to say I want to make this 2 raised to power 2s 2 to the power of 2x. I want to make it to this, which is 2 to the power of x. So therefore I'm now going to say 2 raised to power x, everything in bracket raised to power 2, so my 2 is outside, times 2 raised to power 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, that is in 3 places, that is giving me 8 minus 9 into bracket to the power of what? X plus 1 equal to 0. Alright, so what do I do from here now? I'm now going to say let 2 raised to power x be what? Or we can say let it be equal to, you pick any letter at all, but don't use x. Don't use x. Or whichever you can use, no problem. But today I'm going to be using d. So then I will then say wherever I see 2 to the power of x, I will replace it with d. So that is d raised to power 2 times 8 minus 9 d, since there is 2 here, 2 raised to the power of x plus 1 equal to 0. So I multiply this now, that is d squared times what? Times 8, that is 8d squared minus 9d plus 1 equal to 0. Dear friend, we have gotten to the part of quadratic equation in this question. So we are going to solve this quadratic equation making use of factorization method, or completing the square method, or general formula method. So but I'm going to be using factorization method. So I'll bring up the question here. Minus d plus 1 equal to 0. So to use factorization method, I will multiply this 8 here, this coefficient here, by the constant here, that's giving me 8. 8 times 1 is giving me 8. So the next thing I'm going to do, I will look for the factors of 8, and the factors of 8 happen to be 8 times 1 is 8. Next one is 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Now these are the factors. When I need factors, I mean numbers that when I multiply them together, it will generate 8 to give me 8. So these are the factors of 8. So the next thing I'm going to do here now, I'm going to look for, out of these factors, I'm going to use this factor, one of them. Which of these factors that when I add or subtract, I will get minus 9. Let's try and see. We start from this, the last one, which is 4 times 2. Now, close these times. You are not considering the times now. You are dealing with the middle one. This 9 minus 9. You are dealing with the middle one. You are not dealing with this and this. This and this has to do with this 8. You get it now? So we want to get for that of the middle, which is that of the middle one has to do with addition or subtraction. I will show you how to do that. So we have 4 here. So close your eyes over this notation sign. Minus 4 minus 2 will give me minus 6. It is not minus 9. It's wrong. So minus 2 plus 4 is going to give me 2. Or if I say minus 2 minus 4 will still give me minus 6. So it's not still accurate. But let's try the first one. Minus 8 minus 1 is giving me minus 9. So what I'm going to reduce here, the factor I'm going to use is 8 and what and 1. I'm going to use 8 and what and 1. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do now is say 8d minus 8d, that is the 8 minus, now that 1, you are not going to use 1, you replace the 1 with d, because we don't need that 1. That d is taking the place of 1. So that is d plus 1 equal to 0. Now you can see now if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can pair them 2, 2. So the next thing we do, we'll factorize. What is common? 8d squared, 8d. We have 8d is common. If we bring 8d from here we have 1 8 here, we have d 2 places here, we have 1 8 here, we have d 1 place. So d 8 is out, d is out. What is left here? We have d. 8 is out here, d is out here. What is left here is 1. By the time we say 8d times d will give you 8d squared. We say plus times minus minus. We say 8d times 1 give us 8d. We move to this now. What is common here? We have 1 here, 1 here. So 1 is outside. The common thing, we factorize 1 out. So the next thing you do here is say d. Yes, 1 times d is giving me d. What sign am I going to put here that will give me, when I multiply the signs together, I'm going to get plus. It is minus. Minus times minus plus 1 times d. Minus times plus here, that is giving minus d. You get it now? So the next one here is 1. So equal to 0. So what do I do? This d minus 1 are common. So I will pick one of these d minus 1 and join this 8d and minus 1 together. So 8d minus 1, I will pick one of these d minus 1 equal to 0. So 8d minus 1 is equal to 0, or d minus 1 is equal to 0. So the next one I'm going to do now, I'll say divide both sides by what? By say 8d equal to, by the time I minus 1 move to this side, become plus 1. So divide both sides by what? By 8. What do I have? I have d equal to 1 over what? Over 8. I move to this one now. Or this one is d. Since equal to d equal to my minus 1 move to the other side, I have 1. So my d is equal to what? Equal to plus 1 here. So having solved this, let's go to the last part of this question. Now don't forget that at this place, from this place, we make mention of a statement that says let 2 raised to power x be equal to d. And now we have found what d happens to be, which is the first d we have 1 over 8. So we are going to equate it with this 2 raised to the power of what? X. So therefore we're going to say 2 to the power of x equal to what? 1 over 8. Now indices law will come to play here, which we have 8 raised to power minus 1, that is giving us 2 to the power of x is equal to 2 to the power of 3, everything in bracket minus 1, right? So the next one, okay, let's finish up this. That is 2 to the power of x equal to 3 power multiply power. 3 times minus 1 will give you 2 to the power of minus 3. These two and these two have cancelled each other, so we have x is equal to minus 3. That is the first x answer. The next one we have there, we have 2 raised to power x, which is the next d there is 1. And in indices we have said that whatever that is equal to 0 is giving us 1. So we reverse that law, which is 2 raised to power 0, that will give us 1. 2 here, you need this 2 here, but what you have here is 0. So your first x is equal to minus 3, or x is equal to what? 0. So this is your final answer. I believe you really learned a whole lot of things today in this tutorial. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this tutorial, why not subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and all of our social media. And please Share our videos to your loved ones and friends you think they need this. Thank you very much.